Hi, I'm Sarah. This is my first video, and it's a VR to Candy Soul and Soil, and her hashtag collections meet decks. And it looks like a fun tag, so I want to try it. I have a large collection of books, so I'm going to introduce you to my books and their decks. First up is this book. It's called Sacred Instructions, Indigenous Wisdom for Living Spirit-Based Change by Sherry Mitchell. I read this book for a book club years ago, and it's an interesting book. It talks about, like respecting nature and learning from nature. And what better deck than the Herb Crafters, right? I mean, if a deck embodies like indigenous wisdom and learning to live in nature and use nature, right? What other deck? The cards are beautiful, and you get the Two of Air with chicory, and then you go to the guidebook, and the Two of Air chicory tells you about the plant, tells you where it grows and how to use it. And then for all of these cards, like Elder, you turn to Elder, and there's spells or crafts or things that you can make with each one of these items. Like, this is a teaching deck, but it's also a nurturing and loving deck. And, I personally think that it absolutely embodies the spirit of this book. So, that was the first one. Now, moving on to the second one. The second book, The Ballad of Perilous Graves, by Alex Jennings. This was a new release, a few years ago now. But this is a book about New Orleans. This is just New Orleans through and through. It's the sights, the sounds, the history. Throughout the book, the author cites songs, and it's a trip. It's a real trip of a book, but in the best sort of way. And the deck I chose to pair with this book is the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot. These are the backs. And, I mean, this deck is Louisiana through and through. And this deck doesn't, it's not an RWS clone. You have to have a good understanding of tarot before you enter this deck. And it would also be helpful if you knew something about voodoo, It's not necessary, I suppose, but some kind of root work, and you'd get this. I love this deck. I use this for ancestor work. I do this for family work. This is a lovely deck. It leans more towards the Thoth spectrum, but each one of these images, Carnival for the World, I love that. Dr. John for the Magician, this is New Orleans through and through. And paired up with this book, it's just perfect. Now, I'm gonna put it away, maybe I'll get it put away. And we'll go to the third chunky book I've got is The Complete William Shakespeare. I got this book, 20 years ago, and I have read it through more than once. Like, I was the nerd in English class who was correcting the timing of the teacher and annoying all of my fellow students, I would like to admit. Yes. So, the deck I chose... Oh no, I lost a thing. Oh no, shnikes. The deck I chose to pair with this book has to be the Shakespeare Oracle. I am running out of room on my cramped little desk. But I hate the box setup here. Absolutely hate the box setup. But the deck is amazing. Right? I mean, I know this deck is out of print, and I am very sorry for that. But it's not an expensive out of print deck. Like, I found this on Amazon for $45. Like, you can find deals if you look. And what's amazing about this deck, what I really like about this deck, is that, like, in the guidebook, you go to the guidebook and it tells you, you know, about the character. And, like, even down in the pips, you get a quote on each of the cards, and it tells you from where, and it gives you a little backstory. So if you aren't, you know, like a Shakespeare aficionado, but you're interested, and, you know, like, it still gives you enough that you don't have to know. So that is the Shakespeare Oracle. It's really a tarot. They call it an oracle. I don't know. Oh, no, let me see. What is up next? So I got through 3. Did I get through 3? Oh, I did get through 3. Yay me. Okay, the next book, Shady Hollow, a murder mystery by Juno Black. This is a collaborative author. Like, more than one person is writing the book, and they're local to me. So that's cool. It's like if Winnie the Pooh met Murder, She Wrote. You know, like, it's cute woodland creatures going out solving murders. I mean, I don't know. I liked it. And the deck that I decided to pair with it is the Northern Animal Tarot. Because, I mean, anthropomorphic critters. I mean, if that doesn't match, right? I mean, absolutely it does. This is the 3rd edition with the linen, but I have an oops edition of the 1st printing, I think. I don't know. I like this one because of the nice cardstock. And, you know, like, I can absolutely see some of these creatures in the setting of this book series. There are more than one of these books, by the way. I think they're up to like 4 now. I need to read the recent one. But Northern Animal Tarot for this. Absolutely. And something else I really like about this tarot deck is there are extra cards, like extra oracle cards. And I love those. They are so on point sometimes, you know, like, this is such a great deck. It really is. So yeah, I'm sure everyone has seen this deck more than once. So that is my pick for Shady Hollow. me put my deck away because I am collecting quite, oh my goodness. And for the final choice, I have Johannes Cabal, The Necromancer by Jonathan Howard. I don't know if we have any other book lovers in Tarot Tube. Excuse me while I die a second. Hi, I'm sorry. I had to take a brief moment to have a coughing fit, so now that that's hopefully over, the last book I chose is Johannes Cabal, The Necromancer by Jonathan L. Howard. Oh goodness. What the heck? This book is kind of Faustian, if you've read Faust. Excuse me. It's dark, but it's kind of funny and it's kind of humorous. And it's one of those where the bad guy isn't maybe really isn't as bad as he's made out to be, where the bad guy maybe has a crisis of conscience, and again, like there's more than one of these books in this series, but the deck I chose to pair with that book is the Bohemian Gothic. I have the limited edition, big huge one. But I like the big huge decks. I like the itty bitty decks. So those are the backs. Oh, I just love it. And this deck kinda gives me, Johannes Cabal vibes, like it comes off, it looks kinda creepy and kinda, menacing and macabre. But then you get into the readings and they're so sweet, right? They're really kind. They're not afraid to call me out, But this deck is really, really nurturing. I think it's a hug deck in the best sort of way. Like, I mean, look at that death card. If you were to get that death card, oh, I love it. That Eight of Swords. Like, oh, she's in a real predicament there, isn't she? Oh, I just love this deck. definite Johannes Cabal vibes. And so that is my 5 books meeting 5 decks. So let me see. Also, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do any editing. Like I just don't have the space, the mental and emotional space for that. Nor do I really have the time or the inclination to do any editing. I just really kind of wanted to share my choices. So, oh my goodness, I should have just kept these out, right? And then let me, oh snap, I'm just hitting all kinds of shit here. Oh, see, there we go. Okay, bye.